Hey everybody, welcome to yet another match in the Ascent 7. As you can probably tell, I do actually like this tank quite a lot. Platoon up with Hardest and Southern Dandy, we've ended up on Winter Ruinberg, which is not a bad map for this tank. The enemy team don't really have much going for them, then again neither does ours, so this could be an interesting match. We'll see what we can do.
Up and at 'em, lads.
I decide that there's no point in messing with a successful formula, so I head out to the field straight away. As you can see, I now have motion blur on. Now the reason for this is because a micro patch was added for April Fools, and it also did a couple other things. It broke the sound pack I was using, so I had to disable that to get the game to actually launch. And the other thing it did was add motion blur. Now, motion blur used to be a separate option, I think, in the settings, and now what's happened is that separate option's been taken away, and it appears to fall under the general special effects post-processing option. So you can either have post-processing or you can have no motion blur. So I've got to tweak the settings a bit later and figure out where I want it to sit, because I'm really not a fan of motion blur, especially not in this game where I quite often need to wheel about in a hurry. Oddly enough, my first shot finds a way to miss the Comet. He must have been just behind a rock partly or something, because it's rare that the Centurion would miss even an auto-aim shot at this range. Have my second goes in. I try for a blind shot. So far it's pretty quiet up here in the town. Usually the enemy have pushed a medium or a light or at least something up to these buildings to try and stop what the Type 59 is now doing, running out across the field. Tortoise reveals itself, hiding all the way in back. Brilliant place for a Tortoise, obviously. He does, however, get some good hits in the 59,
Enemy is hit.
who then finishes the Comet with a little help from me.
Target acquired.
Now that the Type 59 has our attention, I'm free to push up on the IS-3. I hesitate for a moment, and
Let's locate another target.
auto-aim there was a bad idea, because auto-aim places the aim too far forwards on a Tortoise from the side, because it's based on roughly the center of, I think, the model's pivot point or something, and some tanks it aims stupid places, basically. Sorry if I sound a little out of it, I just woke up. Now, I get a little careless here with the IS-3, and instead of playing corner games like I should, I just roll all the way out, get slapped by him. Luckily the Tortoise bounces, or I would have just lost half my hit points in one go. But I then drive out on this side, take a hit off him, and take a hit off the IS-3, leaving me with 521 hit points. Not my best moment. Although the Centurion doesn't have very thick side armor, it is sloped, as you can see from the back of the tank, and not only is it sloped, but it also has those broad tracks and side skirts, which help a little bit. So it can side scrape to an extent, but it's not something you need to rely on, or not something you want to rely on. It's more of a thing that you do to minimize the amount of your tank that gets exposed than it is to try and get them to shoot at you, like with a 4502 or similar. Anyway, the Tortoise manages to find the perfect angle to give both myself and the other tanks pushing him penning shots, although I aimed that one a little badly. He's not sure who to shoot at, but he's the obvious target for all of us, and so we force him back, which allows me to push up a little.
Penetration.
I wait a moment just to make sure he's fixated on the other tanks, and then deliver the finisher.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Now, look where the enemy team is. They've all bottled themselves up
Ready to fire.
on the angled road that runs from their cap. Even their arty's in there. This is why they've lost this match. They just completely gave control of the field to us, and as I've said before, you cannot give away the field in this map. It's just suicide, especially against a team that has so many medium tanks on it.
Permission to engage.
Clean up the Conqueror, as Hardus scoots through the center of all the enemy tanks and distracts them quite nicely for me.
Target acquired.
Dandy gets a hit on the 53-55, who appeared to have been setting up to shotgun me actually. And I roll around the corner and help Hardus finish off the IS-3, although he probably didn't need that help. I've then got a good shot to clean up the Super Pershing, which I do.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And then there's only an IS-6 and a JT left. The IS-6 has been hiding in the bottom left corner of the map the whole time, and the JT is about to get flanked. You'll notice we've lost 3 tanks here along this axial road, all trying to pop out from behind each other. You've got to be really careful doing that, because that road is a prime artillery target, and quite often you'll get hit by Arty driving down it.
Target unlocked.
In fact, of all the places in the city you're liable to be hit by Arty, that's probably the most dangerous one, other than the main plaza itself. Anyway, the JT soon finds that he cannot possibly get his gun onto me, and so I finish him off as RT-25AT picks off the IS-6. And that's nearly a 5k damage game, with very little effort put in, quite a few bad mistakes on my part, but I managed to pull through and get myself a top gun as my team's official cleanup brigade. And that's something that the Centurion's quite good at late game, because it very seldom bounces things. It's got a very accurate high-pen gun, and 390 Alpha is often enough to one-shot crippled tanks by the end of the game. Most people won't have that many hit points left. Anyway, like I said, a good example of why you do not give control of the field to the enemy team. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. I have a couple more replays I want to record of my own, but I will not be doing them next. What I will be doing next is getting through my backlog of other Goons replays, and then I'll go back to my own. 9.7 should be hitting soon, so there might be a brief pause as I clear my backlog of 9.6 replays and then update the game and start playing again. Anyway, I wish you the best of luck in the field, and I'll see you on the next one.